Bob Mwiti. So today tunataka tuanzie na kutueleza our last topic on I think Wednesday, then sasa our new topic ya leo, how to get a job there after you have graduated. So kazi kwako.
Okay, thank you so much, Motembe. So last time when we had a discussion here, we talked about how you can be able to get employed here in the US once you graduate from school. We talked about how you can get, training outside of, outside your academic training. Okay. And now, today, what I want to discuss further is how that process of getting a work visa is done. Okay. Because it's quite a process, and I think it's something that a lot of people out there need to know. Because if you know the process well enough, even before you get here, it's going to help you a lot. Because what I've seen also is a lot of our people struggle so much once they come here in the US because of lack of information. Okay. Now, here's the thing. So when you come to study here in the US, you come on a student visa. Okay, that's what's gonna bring you here to study. And then once you graduate from school, they give you it's still a student visa work authorization, which is called optional practical training (OPT). Okay, and you use now that OPT once you graduate from school to find employers who are willing to to give you a job. Okay, and it's usually 1 year for regular programs and up to 3 years for STEM programs. Okay, STEM means science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Okay, so if you came to study here in the US and you did either of mathematics, any sciences, engineering programs, or IT, you have a potential of getting up to 3 years of post-graduation work authorization, or the work authorization called OPT. Okay, optional practical training. Okay, it's still under student visa. Okay, it's still under student visa. Now, what happens is, now during that time, let's say for example you come here, like for example I came here to the US as a master's student. I came to do my MBA. I got 1 year of OPT. Okay, so within that 1 year, that's when now, if you really want to work here long term, that's within that 1 year, that's when you should find an employer who is willing to sponsor you long term here in the US. Okay, because unless you really want to work that 1 year and go back, if you really want to stay here long term, you have to find an employer who is willing to sponsor you long term. Okay, and that's when we said, for you to be able to do that, you have to have skills most Americans don't have. Okay, and that's why I said it's very, very important that you go out there, get trained on job skills, because actually that's what I did. Okay, because I came to the US as an MBA student. I had worked in Kenya for about 6 months at Equity Bank as a bank teller. And I said that, bank tellers here, it's someone who, to qualify to work as a bank teller, you must have just cleared high school. Okay, so if you have those kind of skills, then it's going to be very hard for you to get employment here where you are sponsored by the company. Okay, very, very important. We said you have to have skills that Americans don't have, because that's really what employers are looking for. Okay, and that's what I did. I got trained because I was struggling so much. I got trained as an Oracle systems analyst, and those are skills that Americans don't have, and that's how I was able to get into the tech industry as a consultant. Okay, and I was able to get now work authorization to help me live and work here long term. Okay, now here's the thing. Now, the US government gives work visas of up to 6 years. Okay, and these work visas, they give about 65,000 to those people who have an undergraduate degree. Okay, and also a further 20,000 for those who have an advanced degree from here in the US. Okay, basically a master's. Okay, or a PhD. All right. Okay. So a total of 85,000. Okay, every year. So these are given every year. All right. Now, here's what happens. So the US government allows companies to submit application, because I said this work authorization, it's not you who submits that application for yourself. No. It has to be a company that is willing now to sponsor you. And that's why I said you have to have skills that Americans don't have, because that's really how a company will be willing to give you a job. Okay, because they are looking for, if you're competing with Americans and you have similar skills that they have, no company will be willing to hire, because to sponsor you, because for them to sponsor you, they actually have to pay money to lawyers. It costs a lot of money. And even just submitting that application to the US government for a company, it will gonna cost money apart from the lawyer fees. So it's costly. So they wouldn't want to do that. So they'll just look for Americans who don't have to go through the hassle of paying and all that. Okay. So anyways, so that process starts in April of every year. Okay, and it's very, very important that you know this, because I see a lot of our students, they come here and they struggle so much because they don't really have an idea of how this whole thing works. Because even when I came here, me, I had no idea how to even, how to figure it out, how to get those work authorization and things like those. Me, I was just happy that I had gotten the visa and I was, coming. Okay, because I struggled so much. I had shared my story before that I struggled so much. In fact, actually, I'd been denied visa 4 times. It took me almost 8 years to get here as a student. So anyway, so a lot of people come like that, a lot of our people. And that's really why I always want to share this information for anybody who is out there, who is a very, very serious student, okay, who want to come here, go to school, finish school, and then also get a good job here in the US. Okay, and when I talk about a good job, I mean jobs that allows you to work in corporate America, not any job out there. Okay, because here in the US, there's so many jobs out there. You can work, maybe cut people's grass. You can clean people's houses. You can work in a fast food. You can work in a nursing home. I'm not talking about those jobs. Okay, I'm not talking about those jobs. I'm talking about jobs where you are going to an office. It's a good job, it pays you well, and it's a job that will be able to get you the papers to live and work here in the US. Okay, you can't get work authorization for you to cut people's grass, for example, or to clean people's houses. No, okay, because there's so many people who have those kind of skills. Okay, that's why it's very, very important. And I see a lot of our people, you guys don't know how many of our people work those odd jobs. So many of them. And most of these guys, they came as international students. Okay, and that's why I always like sharing this information, because I don't want you to come here. If you're a smart person, you come here and start doing those that's not good. Okay, you want to come here and work in corporate world, get papers through employment. It's very, very possible. I personally was able to get my papers through employment. Papers, I mean work authorization to live and work here long term. Okay, so anyways, so the US government gives this work authorization of up to 6 years, and companies start filing in April of every year. Okay, and we've said it's 85,000 visas in total that the government gives. Okay, now here's the thing. What is happening? I got my work authorization. It's called H-1B visa. Okay, so I got my H-1B visa. I graduated in May of 2011. I came to the US in 2009, in September, in August. Okay, I graduated in May 2011. Okay, so from May 2011, I got that OPT from May 2011, and it was supposed to expire in May 2012. Okay, so I got mine in 2011. I think it was issued, in June 2011, because I graduated in May. So, and it was expiring in May of 2012. Okay, because it was just 1 year. Okay, remember I've said, if you're coming for a regular degree, you're going to get up to 1 year. Okay, but if you come for a STEM program, you get up to 3 years. That's why it's very, very important. And I'll explain to you why it's very, very important. If you can, you should do a STEM program. Okay, now here's the thing. So me, I was able now to get a job. So after I graduated from school in May 2011, I went for my training, I think around July of 2011. Then I trained from July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, training, about 5 months. Okay, the IT training. Remember me, I didn't have any IT background. I had a BCom from Kenya. Okay, so I went for that training. I was trained by some Indian companies somewhere in Chicago. Okay, I went for that training for 5 months. And then in January of 2012, they were able to get me a job as a systems analyst. A job that was paying me around $5,000 a month, which is about 500,000 Kenya shillings. Okay, these are the kind of jobs that we are talking about, yeah? All right, so now, this same company, because now they had gotten me a project, so they train you everything, you know, they give you all the skills that you need, and then now, once they see that you're good, then they look for a project for you through their own clients. Okay, because these are usually consulting companies, okay, and they have different clients out there. Okay, they could have maybe Bank of America, Citibank, you know, all these big companies who want to implement whatever technology it is that you've been trained on. So they get you jobs with those guys because you've already been trained on those job skills. Okay, and that's how I was able now to get a job in January of 2012. Okay, January of 2012. Okay, now remember I said companies, the US government requires companies to start filing for this H1B visa in April of each year. Okay, April of each year. Okay, so the company now that had gotten me, given me the job as a systems analyst, were able to file for me the April of the 2012, that year. Okay, because I was already working, because I had gotten a job as a systems analyst in January. They could not file for me when I was doing training, even if I wanted. Okay, all right. So you have to have a job because now they had gotten me a job working for one of their clients as a systems analyst in one of their projects. Okay, so now they were ready to file for me by that April. So they filed for my H1B in April of 2012. Okay, all right. So that's how I was able to get now my H1B visa. Okay, work authorization. You are given for the first 3 years, and then after that you can you can extend. If you're still working, the company can extend for you for a further 3 years. Okay. Now here's the problem. Now that was in 2012. Now since 2013, okay, since 2013, there has been more people, more companies applying for that work authorization every year, more than 85,000. So those days, around my time, it was the last year that actually there was no over application. There was no more application than what was available. Okay, 2012, that was the last year. Okay, because from 2008, you remember there was there was economy issues with the economy, the US economy, I think the world economy, okay, the credit crunch. So the US economy had tanked from 2008, 2009. I think it started picking up in 2010, 11. By the time I was graduating and I was being my papers were being filed, the economy had Mutembe, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Someone is trying to call me on my phone. So anyways, I was saying, by 2012, the US economy was picking up. Okay, so, there was not many companies that were filing. So you were lucky at that time. But from 2013, there was now more people or more companies filing for this work authorization, which is H1B visa. Okay, and as we talk today, okay, there's usually around 200 to 300,000 applications on a yearly basis. Okay, yearly basis. So the US government wants 85,000 people for that H1B visa. Okay, and here they have applications of almost 300,000. So what do they do? So now normally what they do since 2013, they started doing a lottery. Okay, so you submit, your company submits your application. But please let me know if you can't hear me, because there's someone who is trying to call me and I'm trying to, hang up on him. Okay, so anyways, so from 2013, there's been more companies submitting the applications for that H-1B visa than the available visa. And now what the US government does is they conduct a lottery every year. Okay, so now let's say, for example, if you are Bob applying, if you got a job, for example, you got trained as an Oracle systems analyst, like I was trained, and you get a project. Okay, you graduate, you get trained, you get a project to work for a company, and now they want to file for your papers. They're gonna have to, that company would have to file for you on April, okay, of whichever year it is, okay. And then now, because there's more people, your application will go through a lottery, which now means you may get it, you may not get it. Okay, all right, it's a lottery. So there's a chance that you may not get it. In fact, actually, the odds of you getting the visa, it's 1 out of 3, because around 1 out of 3, because because there's 85,000 that they want, and then around almost 300,000, if my math is not wrong. Yeah. So anyways, so those are the odds of getting that work authorization, okay, which is H-1B visa. Now, here's the thing. Now, let's say, for example, you came for an MBA like I did, right? And you graduated in May, like I did. Okay. And remember, when you graduate, you get that 1 year of work authorization from school. Okay, post-graduation work authorization for 1 year, which you must use now to find an employer who is willing to sponsor you. Okay, for this other visa that we are talking about, which you file in April of every year. So if you are me and you graduated in May, and now the company is filing for you the following year in April, and you miss out, then what happens? So if you miss out and you are now, your OPT is ending in May of that year, and now you've missed out on the lottery, then it means you have to go back to your country. Okay, it means you have to go back to your country. All right. Now, if you don't want to go back to your country, now what happens is you can decide to go back to school to maintain your status. Status here means you are legal. I mean, your legal immigration authorization. I mean, legal immigration status here in the US. Okay, because if you don't, let's say, for example, now that OPT expires in May. Okay, and you've not been picked, and you decide to stay here, you won't have any legal authorization to live and work here. So you're gonna be staying under, and you can be deported. Of course, there are consequences, for that if you don't have the right documents. Yeah. So now, if you want to stay here legally, so what some other people do is they go back to school. Okay, so you go back to school. So now your work authorization has expired. So what you do is you apply to go back to school again. So now you can still become a student. So you're on a student immigration status. Okay, now imagine now going back to school, and we talked about how school is expensive here. If you are coming for a master's, it's going to cost you about $25,000, right, per year. So for up to 2 years, it's almost another 5 million Kenya shillings if you are from Kenya, right? So it's costly. So you have to go back to school to maintain your immigration status as a student. Okay, all right. Okay, so now the other problem is this. Now, if you go back to school, let's say, for example, in this case, you came for a master's like I did, you did an MBA, and now you haven't gotten your H-1B visa through the lottery, and then now you go back to school, okay, and do another MBA or another master's, okay. When you graduate again with that master's, you won't be able to get that work authorization that you got earlier, that OPT. You can only get that OPT once per each level. Let's say, for example, you come for undergraduate, you can get one OPT once you finish your undergraduate. If you come for master's, you can get another OPT. I mean, if you now finish your undergraduate, then use the OPT, then do a master's, you can get another OPT. If you're on master's and then you go to the next level, maybe a PhD, you can get another OPT. But now, if you go back to the same master's level, you won't get that work authorization called OPT. Okay, so that becomes a problem. So also what other people do, they go back to school and now they do a PhD. Okay, because a PhD will give them another OPT once they graduate from school. Okay, now remember, a PhD will take you another 4 years, not like 2 years for a master's, 4 years. So you'll find out that there's so many of our people. I've seen so many Kenyans, okay, with PhDs here. So many of them. It's not because they want to become professors or they want to become doctors with a PhD. No. Most of them, it's because that's the only way that they could maintain their status as they figure things out. So they go back to school. They get another education. They go another level. Okay. And then now when they graduate with their PhD, then they'll get another OPT at that time. All right. Now, if by that time they'll not have figured out how to get papers, okay, then they'll try to go to school again. They can do another PhD. They can go for another undergraduate, all that. So in fact, actually, there's so many of our people who are career students. Basically, they've been in school for the last 15 years or so. Okay, I have a very, very good example. You know, someone that I met in the college that I went to, okay, is still a student. I was told by one of our students, because you know us, we have a business that we bring students to come and study here in the US. One of our students went to that school and found out that guy. Okay, and he told me, hey, Bob, do you know this guy? He seems like he knows you, because he explained to him that he came to that school through our program. And the guy told him, hey, I know Bob, he was in this school. That is someone that I met in that school in 2009. He was there before me doing undergraduate. As we speak, he's still in the same school as a student. Okay, about 10 years later. So it happens. So that's a very, very good example. It happens. And it happens because most people, they don't want to fall out of status. They don't want to be here illegally. So they still keep on going back to school. And this is one of the things actually Trump wanted to change, to have a limit on the number of how many years that you can stay here as a student. Because right now, it's usually duration of study. You can stay here even if you want to stay in school for 30 years, whatever years you want to stay in America, you can. There's a lot of people out there who are students. They just maintain their status as a student. But that means you keep on paying the school. You pay all those dollars, thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm telling you, man, I get so many people who call us, okay, because we deal a lot with international students, with a lot of international students. And people call me and tell me, hey, Bob, I've been in school, I don't know how to figure things out. I've been going back to school. And so it's not because I want to go to school. It's because I want to maintain my status as a student. Okay, so many people out there. That's why it's very, very important. If you are out there and you are really, really serious student, I keep on saying serious student. I don't usually address those people who want just to come here and just land here, use a student visa and land here and then just, figure things out. No. I'm talking about real serious students who want to come study here, graduate, and get a good job in corporate America. If you're one of those students, you have to understand these things. You have to get it. Otherwise, you're going to come here and you're going to be struggling. Okay, a lot of people out there, they struggle. It's only that you don't talk about these things. No one will talk about these things. No one will talk about, lack of immigration papers here in the US. No one says about those things because that's something that is very sensitive. A lot of our people, they don't have the right documents to live and work here in the US. And most of those people, they came as international students. In fact, actually about that percent, I think I said this before, that percent of the people from our community, they don't have the right immigration documents to live and work here in the US. Okay, and again, like I said, majority of those, they came to US as international students. So it's good that you know these things. All right, okay, so anyways, now here's the thing now. Let's go back to the same H-1B visa, yeah? So let's say, for example, you came and did a STEM program. Okay, let's say we came as Bob, came for your master's, but instead of doing an MBA, which gives you 1 year of work authorization, you came and did Master of Business Analytics, for example. Okay, Master of Business Analytics. That Master of Business Analytics program, that's a STEM program. Okay, that STEM program will give you up to 3 years of post-graduation work authorization. Okay, so what does that mean? That means, let's say, for example, right now, because all the visas, you have to do a lottery anyways every year. So let's say, for example, if you miss out today, let's say, for example, this year, April, the company submitted your application, you are not picked in the lottery. Okay, you are not picked in the lottery, and now because you are not picked, but you are done a STEM program, you have another chance of going into the lottery again the following year, and another year also. 2 more years. Okay, and you can still, once, let's say, for example, you got trained, like for example, like I said, you got trained, you got a job, you've been working, but because you can still work on that post-graduation work authorization that we said it's OPT. So even if your visa, even if your H1B visa, so even if you are not picked in the lottery for your H1B visa, you will still working using that OPT. And now you can get extended because you have 2 more years as a STEM graduate. You understand? So that's why STEM is very, very important. STEM programs, very, very important. You keep on working and then wait until the following year, and then the company can submit again for you H1B visa. Okay, and then let's say, for example, you are not lucky again and you are not picked again. Also, you can keep on working, and then the following April, the company again will submit for you. So you give yourself 3 chances with a STEM program. 3 chances. Okay, now here's another thing also, and this is why I said also it's very good for you to come and study masters here. Okay, now if you came for masters, now when they're doing the lottery, okay, first of all, they normally pick the first 65,000, because I said the US government gives 65,000 visas to those who have an undergraduate degree, and then a further 20,000 to those who have an advanced degree, which is a master's or PhD. So when they do these lotteries, the US government, they value people who have masters or PhD a lot. They value them more. And I've said this a million times. Even at the embassy, if you're going for a master's PhD, you have a very high chance of getting the visa. I've said this. If you haven't watched me, go back to my YouTube channel and watch some of these videos. I've said this. As a master's student, you have a very high chance of getting a visa. Okay, so even here in this lottery, you have a higher chance than someone who actually has an undergraduate degree. Because when they do the lottery, those with undergraduate and those with masters or PhD, they are all put in the same pool. Okay, and then they pick the first 65,000 out of that pool with undergraduate, with masters and PhD students. Okay, PhD graduates. Okay, all of you together. And then now what they do is the other 20,000, so if you're not picked in that pool, the first pick, then now they put you again in the next pool of 20,000 to pick the 20,000 for those who have an advanced degree. So because they want to give those with an advanced degree a higher chance of getting work visas here in the US, because they value you more. You have an advanced degree. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important that you know these things. I always advise people, please go do your undergraduate in Kenya. Don't try to come here, because remember also I was denied visa 4 times, and I was denied those visas because I wanted to come for undergraduate. I never got denied trying to come for masters, no. So I always advise people, do your undergraduate in Kenya. It's less costly. It's going to cost you undergraduate if you are going to a public university, even to a private university. It's going to be very, very affordable. I mean, very, very cheap compared to what you would pay here for 4 years. And remember also, I said, if you don't have funding, you can get funding straight from your country if you are coming for a master's program. You can get loans. I've talked about these loans, unsecured international student loans. We have partners that you work with called Empower Financing. Okay, Empower Financing. You can go check out some of my videos that we posted on YouTube, and you're able to see that. Or you can go to our company's website, www.abstechamerica.com, and you can be able to see this lender, Empower Financing. They offer unsecured international student loans, and these are for master's students. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important for you to try and come for masters here. Okay, and also that when it comes to jobs, that's why it's very, very important for you to do a STEM program. Okay, now me, I was lucky those days because we didn't have any lottery for the H-1B visa, work visa. But now since 2013, there has been a lottery. So don't come here blindly, because I see a lot of our people, they don't know anything about what happens once they graduate from school. Okay, they just do any degree out there. Even the kind of degrees that they are doing, it's not even something that is marketable. They have no idea what's going to happen once they graduate from school. How do you find those jobs? How do you increase your odds of of living and working here in the US? Okay, all right. And these are some of the things that actually we get some of those who are coming through our programs, because we have some amazing programs for those who want to come and study IT or business-related master's programs here in the US. Okay, we train them on the side, especially for those who are coming through our Kenya Airlift program. We make sure that anybody who is coming through our Kenya Airlift program, they are coming for a STEM program. Every program, it's a STEM program in that Kenya Airlift program. Okay, because we know the importance of doing a STEM program. Okay, and a STEM program, but there's a lot of STEM programs out there. They are not very hard. A program, for example, because sometimes also when you hear about STEM, you hear it's engineering, mathematics, blah, blah, blah. But still, there's some STEM programs out there that are very doable. If you're like, if you're scared of doing like really, really very hard programs, okay, you can do some STEM programs out there that are very doable, especially in IT. Okay, there's a program, for example, operations management, there's project management, there's sustainability, whatever, development, something like that. There's business analytics. These are not very hard programs. If you're someone who can do an MBA, you can definitely do something like operations management. You can do something like, project management. Okay, it's a STEM program. And you need to ask the school. Okay, don't assume a program is a STEM. Ask your school. When you reach out to the school and you want to know exactly what the program is all about, ask them, is this program a STEM program? The schools, they know. Okay, because all schools, their programs, they're usually categorized. Okay, they will tell you whether that program is a STEM program or not. Okay, all right, ask. Don't just do things blindly, because the moment you keep on doing things blindly, that's when you come here now, you start struggling. That's why you find out a lot of our people, they struggle here. We don't make a lot of money as much as people back home think like people in the diaspora make a lot of money. We don't, compared to the rest of the immigrants. I said this before, that Indians here make a lot of money. They make more money than the white Americans. They are the ones who make more money than anybody else. Indians, almost double what everybody else makes. Because Indians, they are very connected, they are networked, they know what they're gonna do even before they get here. There's a time I gave an example. There's one friend of mine that I used to work with as an IT consultant, working for one big financial institution here in Tampa. And this guy, we were working in the same project, yeah? And he used to be my friend. So now, one day we were just drinking, having some good time. And I asked him, hey, bro, did you really know that you would be doing this kind of job that we do here and making this kind of good money that we make now? Did you know this when you are still in India before you got here? Even him, he had come as a student. He had come for computer science, master's, computer science, okay? And most Indians usually actually do STEM programs. You will rarely find Indians doing these other programs, STEM, most of them. And you know what he told me? He told me, bro, you know what? I knew I would be doing this kind of job and making this money, this kind of money. Okay, he knew he would be doing that kind of a job as a consultant, IT job, making good money, 6-figure salary. And this is a guy who was like about 27 years old. Okay, me, I graduated from school when I was almost 29. Okay, someone tried to call me again. Sorry about that. So anyways, I was saying, me, I graduated from school when I was almost 29. I got my first job when I was, I got my first job when I was 29. Okay, but this is someone who was, I think, 27 by that time we were having that conversation, already making really good money. Okay, because he knew from way in India. He told me, hey, Bob, I knew that I would be doing this kind of job. And me, I compare myself, I'm like, man, when I was in Kenya, I had no idea what Oracle was. Okay, I had no idea how I would end up getting a job. All I wanted was to come to the US. And this is the exact same that I always see with our people. They come now, that's why now they come here and they realize, oh, you know what, to do this, you have to do this. And that's why you see so many of our people, they don't have good jobs here in the US and they don't have documents. Okay, so if you're out there, man, this is really, really good information. I know a lot of people out there, they don't even value some of the information that we provide out there, but we keep on providing. I keep on giving you out there. There's someone out there who this information can help. Okay, all right, someone who is very smart and they really want to graduate, get a good job here in the US. You have to know that whole process. What do you need to do for you to actually work in corporate America? Not everybody works in corporate America. You come here and you realize that. I'm telling you, not everybody works in corporate America. Most of our people, they work odd jobs. No one says about these things. No one. Most of our people don't get immigration papers to live and work here in the US through employment. And yet the US government here gives around 85,000 H-1B visas. Do you know out of those 85,000 H-1B visas every year that the US government gives, do you know how many Africans, how many Kenyans get? Less than 100. Less than 100. And out of those 85,000, 90% of them, they go to Indians and Asians, Chinese and all. Because these guys, they know straight from India before even they get here. In fact, in India, they give them even loans. You know, India, they give student loans. We have nothing like that even back in. I don't think there's any African country that has student loans to come and study here in the US. Nothing. Okay, nothing. And that's even why we've partnered with Empower Financing to help international students, especially from Africa, from Kenya. We are the only official lending partner for Empower Financing back in Kenya. Okay, all right. That's why you are trying to help them penetrate the Kenyan market and the African market, because there's nothing like that. There's no product like that. Okay, there's nothing like that. So these guys, they come from India, they have the loans, they know exactly what they need to do. Indians are very connected, even here in the US. They tell each other what they need to do. They come here, they get trained. All IT companies here, most of them, they are Indians. Like 70% of them, they are Indians, and they train them for free. They train them for free. So you are trained and then you graduate and they get you jobs. That's how these guys are able to make good money. They don't make good money just like as if it's a magic. No. They've worked for it. They know exactly what they need to do, and that's where we make mistakes. For us, we just come blindly. Okay, you are told, oh, come here, oh, go to community college, do nursing, oh, do this. And then what? Right? I mean, I'm not against nursing, but it's what a lot of our people get told. Right? Oh, you can go to a community college, try to do nursing. And someone who is trying to do nursing in a community college, they already had an undergraduate in BCom or finance or whatever already. Then you go to the embassy, they're going to deny you. Talk about these things. We keep on making the same exact mistake all the time, and you wonder, why do we get denied visas so many times? All the time. 70% of Africans, they get denied visas because they go there with the same story. Most of them, they just get bank statements from somebody. Oh, my uncle is sponsoring me. Which uncle will sponsor you $5,000, $50,000 to come and work here? I mean, to come and study here? No one. It's a lie. Okay, and they get denied visa. Okay, same thing. They come here. Okay, no one is able to do anything. So you find a lot of people, they go back to school, they do PhDs, they do all kinds of degrees. They are basically, they're in school for years and years. I've seen people in school for more than 10 years. just to maintain their status. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You just need to know the right information. Okay, because people come here, no one tells them anything. And also our people, even here also, they don't. You see, also the problem is, even those who are giving you advice here in the US, they came as students, they drop out of school, they never got papers through employment, so they'll never give you that kind of information that tells you that actually you can be able to get papers through employment. Most of them will tell you, oh, file for asylum, file for, get married, this and this and this. No one will tell you. I've never heard most Kenyans, Africans out there. This is serious, man. Rarely you'll hear anybody advising anyone on how to get papers through employment. And you know why? Because most of them, they haven't gotten papers through employment. They will tell you exactly how they gotten it. So if you're out there and you really want to get papers through employment, how do you do it? You have to know these things. You have to know there's a lottery. You have to know you have to have the right skills that Americans don't have. That's how you can be able to get jobs through employment. Okay, but if you want to come here and get your, that's how you can be able to get your papers through employment. And if you just want to come here, you don't care about how you're going to get your papers, then that's fine. That's okay. There's so many out there that they just want to come here. That's okay. But for serious ones who can even do STEM programs, come here, do a STEM program. Don't just go for it's not like I'm against doing an MBA. Remember also I did an MBA. Okay, all right, okay. Go out there, ask for STEM programs. Don't just come here, because I see a lot of our people, they come here, they do MBA everywhere. If you can do MBA, I think you can also do project management. If you're coming for an MBA, I think you can also do operations management. Okay, look for those STEM programs that are not very techy, because also even me, I don't like techy stuff as much as I've been in the tech industry. I can't even write one single line of code. Okay, I used to be a consultant, but I used to implement from the front end. I always tell people, don't get scared of IT. Okay, because you don't have to know how to code for you to be a very, very successful IT consultant and make really, really good money. There's a lot of IT programs out there that are not very techy. Operations management is actually an IT program. Project management is actually an IT program. Okay, you have to be smart about these things. How you make these decisions. Don't just come here blindly. Okay, because if you do so, you're gonna struggle. So anyways, now let's say, for example, you've been able to get that H-1B visa. Okay, now what happens is, between those 6 years, the first 3 years you get H-1B visa, they can be renewed for another 3 years. And then within that time, you are now you should reach out to your company and tell them to sponsor you for green card. Because now the green card is the one that allows you now to live here for as long as you want. Okay, right now I'm a green card holder. I'm not a citizen yet. Okay, so if you want to stay here for as long as you want, if you want to start a business, you have to have a green card. Okay, and you can get a green card through employment. The US government gives around 140,000 employment-based green cards every year. 140,000. You will never hear most of our people talking about these things. Getting green card through employment. You won't. Okay, 90% of those who get those green cards, Indians. Why? Because they have skills that Americans don't have. They know exactly what they need to do. They have those they have everything that is needed. Remember, I've said this, like, the US government, they are not that stupid. They want to retain smart people here in the US. That's how this country has been able to, be competitive and be ahead of everybody else, because they take advantage. Okay, they want those smart people who come here to stay here. That's why they are giving all these visas. Okay, that's why they are giving all these visas. You don't have to come here and try to start looking for someone to get married to and all that stuff. No. Or fire asylum. Also, even getting asylum nowadays is very, very hard. Some of you don't know all those things. When you're back in Kenya, you have no clue. until you land here, and then people start telling you, oh, you need now to file asylum, you need to get someone to marry you, you know, all that stuff. Okay, is that what you want? Or you want to go the right way and actually be able to get papers? And that's really also what we focus on in our programs. That Kenya Airlift program, we train them. We want to make sure these guys, they graduate from school, we get them good jobs. These jobs comes with papers. You get a green card through employment. It's possible. You just need to have the right skills and the right education. The US government, they want you, man. If you can be able to solve complex problems for companies, they want you here. They don't want you to go back. Now, it's up to you to show that you have those skills. It's up to you to show that you have a company that is willing to sponsor you. And it's very easy for a company to sponsor you. There's so many companies. In fact, actually, when it comes to IT, there's such a huge demand. There's a shortage of IT professionals here in the US. Because IT is not for anybody, especially when you're doing consulting work. It's not for anybody. That's why you get paid a six-figure salary. I talked about that. Like, I started making six figures 1 year after I graduated from school. I started off with $5,000 a month. I doubled that amount within 1 year. Why is that so? Because not many people out there have the skills. Not many people out there can do it. That's why you get paid good money. All right. I always say this, like, if you really want to make good money, if you want to be financially successful, you need to have high income scale that people don't have. Okay, that's why someone who is working at McDonald's, they get paid $10 because a McDonald's job, anyone can do it. Okay, anyone can do a McDonald's job. Anyone can go and cut the grass out there. That's why they get paid little money. Okay, anyone can go out there and work in a nursing home. Okay, anyone can go and do that kind of a job. That's why it doesn't pay well. You're going to get paid like $15, $10, whatever it is. But if you have the skills that people don't have, okay, most Americans out there, they don't have these skills, man. That's why you get paid good money. You get paid $50 an hour. That's amazing, amazing amount of money. You won't have to wait for your next paycheck. Okay, that's why I always try to teach people. Okay, give you that information. Don't come here and blame it, because I've seen our people struggle so much. So much. I'm telling you. It's only that people don't talk about these things back in Kenya. Me, I say the truth. Okay, and sometimes I get in trouble for saying the truth, but it's okay. I say things the way they are. If you're out there and you are serious and you want to come and study here and graduate, get a good job in corporate America, get papers through employment, you have to do whatever I'm saying. You have to do it that way. And I say this because I've gone through that path. I don't say things that I haven't done. Okay, I don't talk about studying in the US when I came here as a green card lottery winner. No, I came here as an international student on F1 visa, as an MBA student. Graduated, struggled to graduate, extended school by 1 semester because I couldn't find a job. Even an internship itself, I couldn't find it. Then figured it out. Got trained, got a good job, went out there in corporate world, worked, got H-1B visa. Okay, then got green card. It's possible. It's possible. You just need to have the right information. You just need someone to tell, because me, these things, I started figuring them out when I was here after I graduated from school. And guess what? Not a Kenyan who told me about what I needed to do. Not an African who told me what I needed to do. Not one of those. Indians. Indians. I hung out with Indians. I asked questions from them. I was observing what they were doing. I was very inquisitive. I could see they were getting good jobs and going out there and actually getting papers and all that. And I started doing exactly what they were doing, asking them questions. No Kenyan helped me get into corporate world. Not even one. I mean, this is not to say that there's not many Kenyans. I mean, there's not Kenyans out there working in corporate world. There's a lot of Kenyans out there working in corporate world. A lot of Africans, especially Nigerians, by the way, in IT industry. A lot of them out there. Okay, but compared to the number of that come here, we are not many. Not many. I told you, like H-1B visa, so very few of them. Very few of them. And a lot of even those who are doing good jobs here in the US, working in corporate world, maybe they waited for so long because they didn't have the information. Maybe later on they got green card through other means and now they got into corporate world. After wasting so much time, don't waste the time. Know these things when you're still back in your country. Come here, study, and then get a good job. Don't just look at just coming to study, because I see this mistake a lot with our people. Okay, they just want to know, how do I get there to study? Okay, but no, how do you get there to study? What do you study there? How will that help you get a job? And how is that process of getting a job? Because even the time that if you come here for an MBA, the time you graduate also matters a lot. Because as you heard, that H-1B visa is filed in April. Now, let's say, for example, that by the time the company is supposed to file for you, your OPT is already expired because you graduated in the wrong time. For example, if I had graduated, because I graduated in May, if I had graduated in December of the previous year, there's no way that I would have gotten the H-1B visa, because my OPT would have expired. These are some of the things that you have to know. I'm telling you, you guys don't. I mean, you have to have all this information on your fingertips if you really want to succeed here in the US as a student. Okay, so anyways, having said that, I'm going to take some questions because I can see time is running up. We have about 10 minutes and I'll take those questions from you, please. And then maybe next week, we're going to talk about how now do you get a green card? What is that process for the green card? All right, so Mutembe, what are the questions?
Guys, it's time for questions. Tuko na maswali mingi sana already, but for now, I will be clicking the question najibu.
Yeah. You can share the ones that you feel like I can answer. Okay, Ben here. I'm a HVAC technician. Can I get what? I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see, Michael Joseph. I wish one day I'll achieve what you are saying. It sounds so sweet. Yes, I mean, you just, Michael, you just really need to understand that process, okay? Know exactly what you need to do, right? Because I said back in Kenya, if you don't have the funds, there's a way out. There's a way out. Come here. Know exactly what you are coming to start. Even these lenders, actually, they want people mostly people who are coming for STEM programs, because they know you have a higher chance of staying here. They don't want to lend someone who won't be able to get H-1B visa and then they disappear back in Kenya, or now they stay here illegally. All right. Samantha is asking, what's that behind you? Agency? Yes, this is my company. It's called Upstack America. Let me move my thing like that. Yeah, so that's my company, Upstack America. We do we help those who want to come and study here, either mostly masters in IT or business, and also we do IT training programs, job skills training programs. We also do placement services for those who are already here in the US. Caleb, I'm just here very attentive. It's a dream in most of graduates. Pastors Greener, any advice, help, please? Eye opener. I didn't understand that question. Sorry. Biola, thank you for sharing with us. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. This is really, really good information for those guys who are very, very serious. And I'm always here. You can always go to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe and watch a lot of videos. I share a lot of information about living and working here in the US, especially studying in the US. Really, really good information. Information that you won't get from a lot of people out there, because so many people out there actually sugarcoat things. Me, I say things the way they are. Exactly. Yeah. Very frustrating. It's only that people don't. A lot of people struggle here. It's only that we don't really talk about those things back home. Okay. So the picture that a lot of people paint to the people back home, it's like life is good here. It's not that good. It's not that good, especially if you come here and no one really shows you the right way. Okay, you can come here, you are making money. Let's say, for example, if you come here and you're making like $15, $10, you're gonna be struggling for the rest of your life, because all you have is money just to pay for your, for your upkeep, basically your groceries, nothing else. You can't even be able to help people back home. or even if you help, it's just something small, not in a very, large scale where you can, take up like really good projects. Okay, but there's still also a lot of really Kenyans or Africans doing very, very well. Okay, but we are not that many. We want to be like Indians. Okay, because majority of Indians, they do amazingly well here in the US. They do very well. So this one, Moses, one thing you'll have to know, it's hard to get a job in the US with an outside degree, mostly from Africa. Going to school in the USA without scholarship is the most expensive thing that you can ever do. Well, like I said, all you need to do is, even once you come here and do a degree, right? You do a degree, you're gonna just have academic qualifications. Okay, that's what I had with an MBA. That's why you need to be smart and get trained. I talked about this in my previous session, so I don't want to repeat it, of how you can be able to get those skills that are needed for jobs. Okay, you need to get trained. That's how I got trained. So you can go watch my YouTube channel, my previous episodes with sessions with Motembe. That information is there. Michael, how do you know the best universities? Actually, if you go to our company's website, Upstack America, we've shared a lot of information about the good state universities out there that charge that are very affordable by US standards. Okay, it might look like it's expensive to you because we are talking of thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, but if you want to go to a good state university, affordable ones, some of them out there charging in-state tuition, we have all that information. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have over 100 episodes analyzing universities in different states here in the US. The cost that the amount that they charge, the number of students who study in those schools, the city that the schools is in, all that, the programs that they offer, both business, IT. Go out there, check out my YouTube. All that information is there. Simon, very informative. Thank you so much, Simon. Is a master's in environmental studies a good graduate course? I believe it's good. Like I said, one thing that you want to make sure is, if you can, try to get a STEM program. I don't know whether environmental studies is a STEM program. It could be STEM because it could be a science program. Okay, I've seen STEM programs in sustainability, something, sustainability, energy and all those things. I believe like environmental stuff is related to, energy and renewable energy and stuff like that. So you can check out, do your research. There's a lot of schools out there. Okay, and like I said, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have so many videos analyzing different schools. Okay, check out that. Again, genuine universities, whatever I've shared on my YouTube channel, those are genuine ones. I did business administration, project management option. Can I get a job? You can't get a job when you're still in your country. Come here first. I've said the best way to get here in the US, if you really want to live and work here long term, come as a student and come as a master's student. For you, if you did your undergraduate in business and project management, come and do project management masters. It's also going to be very easy for you to get a visa, and you can be funded. Okay, you can be funded. We have a lender. I've said we partner with Empower Financing. Okay, Empower Financing. They offer unsecured international student loans. For those who want to come and do masters here, you can get funded when you're still in your country. Studied Bachelor of Criminology and Security Studies. Can I secure a job in the US? Maybe come here and do cybersecurity, It's a STEM program. Come for a master's. You already done that. Come for a master's, do that, and you'll be able to get a job. Kindly stand with me, inbox, we talk. Well, what you can do is you can go to our company's website, www.upstackamerica.com. Go there. There is contact details there. Write to us, and someone will be able to respond to you. That's how we communicate. I don't inbox anybody on Facebook. Someone is asking, maybe this is the last one that we're gonna respond to. I need a job in Canada, please. I'm working in the country, need to resign, I go. Okay, we are talking about the US here, not Canada. I think that's it, Mutembei, right? Mkenya Marekani TV. Thank you, Mkenya. Good information. Thank you. So, Mutembei, I think we are done. It's already 1 hour.
Yes. I see we are already past 1 hour. So the other questions that are coming in, acha tuifanye next time. Because I can.
Yeah. We'll handle those
But I
questions
think you
next
can
time.
answer this ikuwe ya mwisho.
Yeah, someone here is asking, is your company Upstack able to help us process of loan applications and university? Yes, we do that. Yes, if you come through our programs, just go to the company's website. We have our programs there. You'll be able to see what we offer in those programs. Yes, part of the application process for loans and stuff like that. We do all that. There's more to that. There's more than just applying to a school, because see, also I tell a lot of people, even you can go out there on the internet and actually apply to a school. It's not rocket science. Okay, but there's more to that. There's more that we do in our programs. So go to our website, check out what we offer in our graduate study programs. Okay, someone is asking, could you please remind me of the loan giving company? It's called Empower Financing. Empower Financing. Mutembe, do you have the link that we shared last time, eligibility, that you can pin it maybe in the messages and they can check out?
Yes. I can. Let me do that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, so Mutembe will pin the link where for Empower Financing, and you can go and check whether you are eligible for a student loan. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday, same time.
Okay, thank you, bro.
All right, goodbye. Bye-bye.
Okay.